inch RV lift.
Wah, wah, wah. She says she's gonna get in front of the camera, start hustling these lift kits, telling you guys all about them. Baby steps. I'd say tomorrow come back, but by the time you see this, tomorrow's gonna be already over and you will miss our very first live podcast. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna throw up a card right there because now you can go back and watch that podcast live from the Weldtech attic, and where we're answering your guys' questions. So this awesome RV behind me, you may have questions about what we've done to it. You may have an RV or be in the RV market and really would like to know, man, I really like how that sits. What do I need to do in order to do that? And this video, along with a bunch of other videos that we have on our YouTube channel, are here to help you in making these decisions and learning more about what we're doing here at Weldtech Designs. So I'm gonna just say it, this thing is awesome. It just looks like a beast, and I mean, in such a good way. I love the tires that we've done on this, and I love the simple little things, the things that cost very little. This customer took the hubcaps that were normally chrome and painted them black, but what a difference it made. Like, so simple, so cheap, so rad. I love it. So, and also the bumper. Got rid of the chrome, blacked out the bumper, it's rad. But what we did do on this is our Baja Grocery Getter kit. And when we started this, we made that video showing you guys just how little amount of clearance that this had. And besides the lift kit, I want to jump into that because really that's the important thing that we're doing on these, is getting that additional ground clearance to get you to your favorite camp spot. We know you're not going to be off-roading your vehicle. Like, who's gonna off-road a motorhome? I know, I get that, you know, like, it's not made to off-road. Yes, is it gonna drive better? Yes, is it gonna handle better on graded roads? Yes, is it gonna have more ground clearance? All these things are great, but the clearance underneath it is the greatest. And let's jump under there and check that out. All right, guys, so as we jump under this thing, you're gonna see this before, and before I stuck my hand underneath this to kind of measure it, and now I'm like, man, I can fit my whole giant head underneath this thing, and I have a ton of room. But let's bust out the handy dandy tape measure and look at this. We're at like 12.5 inches now of clearance from the ground to the bottom of this, which is gonna definitely help you get to your spot and not going to be dragging or ripping these things off. Now, I would tell you one thing that I would consider is by going to this lift kit, I would consider maybe taking some wood with you, and most of the time I would do that anyways, just because this pad is so small. When I lift these up, I always put wood underneath them anyways, or you can do a pad. There's all kinds of different things, just to let you know, like, hey, that's you know, the biggest problem now is just these things typically won't extend that far. But hey, that's not the end of the world. At least they're still on there and they didn't get ripped off. So that is awesome right there. Let's jump to the back, because that was the other big thing, was when we went over the driveway coming into the shop here, you could see that that was almost dragging, and the hitch was practically on the ground where I couldn't even get my fingers underneath it. And we're gonna go ahead and pull this thing back out there to show you just how much clearance we have. But let's go jump to the back of this thing and check that out. So as we come here to the back, you're gonna see how much additional clearance that we have back here. The way that we got that clearance on the back of this is we did a full custom leaf spring in the rear of this to give us the height that we want. The springs are massive that go in here, and the benefit in that is the additional arc in the spring, which makes the spring longer, which then in turn gives you a smoother ride. So lots of pluses to this kit, not only the clearance, but once again, when we go back to the ride quality of there, and if we go to the back of this now, we're at 13.5 inches of clearance right here, which is gonna be huge. I mean, that's great, but the big problem on this was also the hitch was so close to dragging. So let's jump to the back, all the way to the back, and take a measurement of that hitch to show you the before and after on this RV lift kit right now. All right, so as we jump back to the back of this, you'll see this is the lifted one. Here, I'll show you the previous, what it was, and then we're coming back here at 18, oh, we're about 18 and 5/8 right there, 18 and 3/4 of an inch to the bottom of this compared to what it was in the beginning, and I don't remember, I think we were like 6 or 7 inches. Into a transition, so we're at 10.5 inches right here, but right here we get even lower and we're jumping down to 9.5 inches. But a ton of room under there. That is what is awesome on this thing, and especially, you know, going into driveways, or you may have just a steep driveway at your house, and just pulling into that, this thing even wants to drag. So my next thing is I really want to show you the additional clearance that it has pulling into the driveway. So we're gonna go jump in this thing and drive it out there and show you. All right, guys, so I know for all of you people that are completely visual, I want to show you like just how much time that I'm taking to show you all of these things, because I really want you to understand the importance of how much clearance that this is gonna give you. And if you remember on the, before we put the lift kit, I could barely even put my hand underneath here, and now we're 10 and 5/8 of an inch, 10 and 3/4 of an inch again of clearance right here. And this is in this driveway, like kind of gully ditch where, you know, it was like almost wanting to drag, and this driveway isn't even very steep. There's also a ton more clearance under the levelers in the front. You're not gonna worry about dragging those as well in the front of this thing. And you know, that's the important thing. You just invested all this money into a new coach. You wanna be able to take it everywhere you wanna go and just have fun with it. And then you run into things like this. Understand that there is ways to fix that. And what we're doing by, you know, we'll walk around back to the front of this thing, show you guys this Baja Grocery Getter kit that we put on the front. We're also running our steering stabilizer kit in the front, our extended radius arms. So all of the awesome parts that we do on every van, just upgraded slight version of this in order to keep all your sway bar and those components. But this thing is awesome. It drives great on the freeway. And for any of you guys that have gotten our RV kit and are still watching these videos, please, I would love to hear your feedback. Comment below, tell, you know, give us your experience. You know, how do you like it? What have you been doing with it? Where have you been going? Because we love that kind of, we love the stories behind now what you guys are doing with these. So, do we want to show anything else, Austin? What are we doing? We already kind of showed the cool rims. You need to get some B-roll of the bumper. What else is there? Let's just go check out, the front suspension's just so cool. You know, let's just go check it out again. Come on. Now it's bright and you guys are probably getting an extra glare off my bald head. I don't got anything to say. This kit speaks for itself. It's Austin. It's Austin. It's Austin. It's awesome, like Austin, you know? This thing is rad, all the components in it. If you guys have questions, just ask. I would love to help you out. There's not really anything to say. You get modified I-beams, extended radius arms, coils, an amazing pair of Fox shocks. We're doing our steering stabilizer on this and our sway bar drop bracket, and that's it. Boom, done, awesome, love it, enjoy it, have fun. I'm going back to work. See you later.